Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing functions and identifying features. This is standard A.3C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 7 of the 2019 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a set of graphs here. We need to find which one best represents this function. And we notice it's really close to the slope-intercept form. So let me write it down here. Negative 5y equals negative 6x plus 15. If I can get this into slope-intercept form, it will automatically at least give me the y-intercept. What I can do is I can evaluate these four based on the y-intercept. So here's our slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. If I can get it to look like that, then whatever this b is going to be my y-intercept. Unfortunately, it's not exactly in the slope-intercept form. It's at negative 5. But it's pretty simple, right? I just need to isolate that y. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say it's y equals. Then I can actually go ahead and distribute that out. So it's going to be negative 6x over negative 5. So two negatives make a positive. So it's going to be 6 over 5, x 6/5. We don't need to simplify that anymore. That's fine just the way it is. And then it's going to be a minus because, look, I've got a positive 15 over negative 5. So that's going to be negative 3. All right, so now we're in slope-intercept form. So now my y-intercept is going to be negative 3. So watch, this is a positive 3 as my slope-intercept. This is a negative 3, so that's a possibility. This is a negative 3, so that's a possibility, and that's a positive 3. So quite honestly, I can get rid of A and I can get rid of D. Now, I can actually tell you the answer right now, even though B and C are both possibilities, because take a look at my slope. My slope is a 6/5, but it's positive. And when we're moving down from left to right, that's actually a negative slope. When we're moving up from left to right, that's actually a positive slope. So I could even eliminate B, which leaves me just with C. Now to double check, I want to find the x-intercept. So the x-intercept, or the 0, is where it crosses the x-axis. So how do we do that? Well, we make y equals 0. So let's just do that right here. Y equals 0. Now I'm going to solve for that x. So let's just add 3 to both sides. 3 equals 6/5 x. Now all I need to do is multiply both sides by the reciprocal there, right? If I do 5/6, watch this, boom, boom. It's going to be x equals, but now it's going to be 5/6 times that 3, okay? So that 3 is going to cancel out that 1, make it a 2. So really it's just going to be 5/2. All right, so my x-intercept, or my 0, is going to be 5/2, which really is, if we want to make that a mixed number just to help us here, 2/2, right? So I think it's going to be C. And look, right there, it's kind of hard to tell, but that's my 2 and that's my 3. And that line is going right in between the 2 and the 3. So I've got an x-intercept, or the 0. And it's called the 0 because it's what happens when your function, your f of x equals 0. So f of x equals 0, right, is whatever the value is of that x. And then that's typically called the y value. So that's why we call it our x-intercept, because that's when the line crosses the x-axis, the y equals 0. That's our 0. And if you look over here on this b, it's watch this, it's negative 5/2. So not only is it the wrong slope, but it's also the wrong x-intercept. So my answer is C.